Can I put some cap on the Suave?
Do you think?
Welcome to the longest running black wrestling podcast in the world.
The world, Craig.
Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Oh shit, you ain't pushed the button? I was too busy basking in my glory like Keith Lee.
Ain't no buttons today, big.
Look, it's too late in the day for me to be remembering this spiel. Made daily, fresh, with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, injected with all the vaccinations for your fuck shit. Available everywhere player shit is sold, and streaming on thebeastradio.com. Broken pencil logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgandy.
Y'all gonna get a repeat version of that one of these days. This ain't the one.
We'll get a cleaned up version at a real pro level, but for right now,
that's what you get.
That's what you get, and you should enjoy it.
My voice.
Why? Because this is the longest running black professional wrestling podcast in all of the world.
Craig.
And Day. I'm just saying.
That's that one planet that's 93,500,000 miles away from the sun.
Boy.
That's us. We ran that motherfucker in this in this space. We yeah.
DJ Khaled voice. And by definition, because we're the only podcast fusing rap and hip hop, we're the longest running version of that too.
I mean, yeah, we ain't the only, but we the first. And if we ain't the first, we the most consistent. The best ability is what?
Availability.
The second best ability is what?
Broken pencil logic.
That's pretty cool, but that ain't the answer.
I mean, everybody ain't able to do that.
That's a fact. Now, that said, we here for you.
Well, it's availability and what's the other one?
Reliability.
That one. That's it.
We here for you. That's all I'm saying.
And we here for us. We just hope you enjoy it.
I'm suffering the side effects of two things here.
What the deal?
My voice is still suffering the side effects from that C19 shit from about 4 weeks ago. Oh, ass shit. But also, I randomly bit the back of my tongue today, and I don't know when or how, because I didn't eat much today. I ate like some pistachios on my way home from, moving around after getting up at like 6 o'clock this morning. And it's been a day. And speaking of days, not another damn word, Suave. Speaking of days, today, this day that you are hearing us on is Thursday, March 3rd. Year of our Lord. I said, year of our Lord. 20 and 22.
Amen.
But yesterday, not to be confused with price is not today's price. No. Although that is true.
That is
actual factual studies.
I wish Bobby Roode would run in on us right now so I could hear glories.
Absolute actual factual studies show. Yesterday's day was Wednesday, March 2nd. Year of our Lord. I said, year of our Lord. 20 and 22.
Amen.
Which is the second day of IMOC. The most significant day of IMOC, because IMOC is not just the International Month of Cool, but the entry month of one Suave Burgandy himself, making March 2nd the birthday of the mayor of Oak Cliff, Texas, Suave Burgandy.
As I do my Larry Zbyszko double fingers from the forehead towards the camera.
I saw it before I heard it.
I scream out, "Yes, Lord," in Anderson .Paak voice.
Lord.
Yes, Lord. Thank you all for the kind words and wishes, and to everyone who reached out, because I know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me. Very appreciative. Another rotation around the sun, regardless of what kind of day it was. The fact of the matter is, it was a day. It's a lot of people didn't get a day.
This is a fact and a half.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people didn't have a day at all. So what kind of day is irrelevant, because I got a day. Now, of course, we celebrate all month long.
International month of cool.
Not the international month of pancakes, not the international month of whatever, no. None of that. International month of cool. Trademark.
Registered. Copyrighted.
Chris Jericho, because Jericho will go trademark some shit on your ass in a millisecond. You can't have it, Chris.
You can't influence this, Chris. You
feel what I'm saying? GFY.
Copyright that shit if you want to, cuz you're gonna have a problem in these streets.
We gonna fight. Fuck it. I ain't even gonna waste the time dealing with lawyers, because your money should be longer than mine. I ain't finna spend the time. I'm gonna beat your ass up.
And then call Eddie Kingpin.
Say, now that's a year older, a year wiser. I am starting to realize I am more Eddie Kingston than Chris Jericho.
I mean, hey, why not?
On the sliding scale of wrestling personality.
Oh shit! I just thought about something.
What's that?
You know what? Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me pause this shit. We're gonna do this shit right now because we can. No saw, but you want to play a game, Suave?
I ain't no tripping. We here.
All right, man. Let go.
Hey. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. Just say that bitch again. I know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. We say that bitch again. One, two, three. Get your tail. One, two, three. Get the fuck on. One, two, three. Get your tail. One, two, three. Get the fuck on.
Man. I don't think we've ever done, outside of WrestleMania, I don't think we've ever done a You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win this early into a damn show. And we got a full show ahead of you. But we gonna do this shit right now. AEW Revolution 2022 takes place this Sunday.
No, it's not a monster truck rally. It's Revolution. I almost fucked the name of that pay-per-view smooth up.
From Orlando, Florida, Sunday, March 6th, 2022.
This shit at Daly's place?
Nah, it's in Orlando.
Oh.
Daly's place in Jacksonville.
Well, shit, you never know, because
this is at the Addition Financial Arena.
Tony buying shit. Vince buying shit. You don't know who done bought what. For Orlando might have expanded.
In case you haven't heard or been under a rock the last 24 hours, our favorite Kanos, Tony.
He is so uncomfortable in public.
That boy was nervous as a hooker in church on a Sunday with slacks on.
Do you understand? Like, you couldn't have pre-taped this?
Tony Khan has announced himself as the buyer and owner of Ring of Honor Wrestling.
Well, like, that's ridiculous.
We have a whole rebranding, a whole relaunch of this company in Dallas, or the Dallas area for those local during WrestleMania weekend. And a month away from all of the bullshit, Tony Khan announces himself as the owner of yet another wrestling company, this one already established, and also having his first Hall of Fame inductees this year. And what's crazy is, I guess there was a trend, because I believe all of the inductees for the Hall of Fame this year, for the ROH Hall of Fame, are currently under AEW contract. Am I wrong in that?
All but Samoa Joe.
Nice.
No, the Briscoes aren't yet. So there's a bunch. So this gives me a bunch of questions.
Oh boy! Come on, Suave.
So Tony gave me an answer. Tony gave me an answer to okay, what's the big announcement? Gave me an answer.
Now before you go too deep, you and I had conversations early in the week on some what if type shit, which was actually part of the conversation for today until we heard the news yesterday. So continue.
So now these questions are, number one, fuck the bullshit. How long this been in play? Like, keep it real. Like,
come on, Tony. Come on, man.
Come on, fam. Because like, now that you know he owns it, everything else that happened going all the way back to Final Battle makes total sense. They released all of the talent so he can start fresh.
Except for those who had contracts that expired this year, according to papers.
Factuals. It's some slick shit going on, and I'm not mad about it. But that's one of my other questions. How long has shit been in play? 2, what is Sinclair's involvement now?
0, apparently.
Is it apparent?
Well, I'm going to read you an excerpt from this press release, and then you tell me while we still doing shows and talking about who ain't gonna win.
Say, who ain't gonna win? Motherfuckers who don't listen to this podcast. That's who ain't gonna win.
Actual factual study show.
Let us cook.
All right. Here as a quote. This is, I believe, it's from the press release. Tony Khan has agreed to acquire the assets of Ring of Honor Wrestling Entertainment LLC from Sinclair Broadcasting Group, including the promotion's extensive video library dating back to 2002.
That's the real reason for buying it.
No. Brand assets, intellectual property, production equipment, and more. They didn't just buy the video, the whole shit. He bought everything.
Oh, he fucking around,
bro. You didn't. Okay. So that was the key piece of this whole thing. Everybody thought he just bought the video library. No, he bought the company in totality from Sinclair. No,
I'm saying the reason he bought the company, the key reason for buying the company was the tape library, because the tape library is content,
priceless,
and priceless. Content is priceless. With the we're basically in the over the top era.
Content is king, not just priceless. It's king.
Content will change your tax bracket. You think we just here because we look good?
Rest in peace, Michael K. Williams.
Oh, indeed.
boy.
You think we here just because we sound good and we've been doing this shit for a long time and we like wrestling? All of those things are true, but
we like them greenbacks, cuz. we like being outside and being outside while we outside.
Money. Yeah.
Speaking of, we got news on JTG later on the broadcast too. We'll talk.
No commercials.
On the buy-in. QT Marshall asked for something, and Tony Khan said, "Sure, send Hook."
You don't even know me.
You don't even know me. Oh man, QT Marshall, you ain't gonna win.
You ain't gonna win. This should be me on the buy-in. This should be the curtain jerker. This should be the first match because the energy would be stupid.
The first thing we gonna hear while QT Marshall is standing in the ring after we hear it's Sunday, you know what that means, is Action Bronson's voice.
You don't even know me.
Man.
Know me. I mean,
thank you for coming, QT Marshall. But
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Make sure you sell good for the kid.
In the second match with the buy-in, Chris Statlander versus Layla Hirsch in a grudge match.
Don't even care.
I hate to say it, I don't think Chris Statlander gonna win. And she should.
Hopefully I care by bell time, but right now, I haven't seen anything that makes me, excited for that.
All right. Well, let's keep moving.
It has nothing to do with the talent. It's just, I ain't seen shit.
Let's keep moving down the card. Now, with all these transgressions that are happening across women that have come through AEW's doors lately, or over the years, should I say, this 11 match,
a terrible joke right there, but I chose not to.
This 11 match card has 9 matches, or 3 matches on it featuring women, 2 on the main card. Here's one of them. Your TBS champion, Jade Cargill, versus Ty Conti. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Next, thanks for coming, Ty Conti, but you're walking out empty-handed.
What does TBS stand for?
That bitch show.
And we ain't canceling that motherfucker no time soon.
Cargillberg with another W.
You're next.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. You next, how? Yeah. I'm a champion her streak like motherfuckers was championing that other bum streak. Had me fucked up.
Oh, just remember, I was the first one to call her Cargillberg about 6 months ago. Fuck you, mean.
Work or shoot, it's just bad math. How about that?
Andrade El Idolo, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy as the Andrade Hardy family office. Can we please just sign Flair so Andrade has somebody to speak for him? Because all this pinballing around is disrespectful. Like he's just having fun with English words. They ain't even putting sentences together.
You know how funny but fucked up of a segment that would be? Andrade having fun with English words. Oh my god!
Almost as bad as Nakamura having fun with English words.
Same,
but different.
See, you feel me? You see, if I was a fucked up individual, that shit would be fire to do on YouTube and try to capitalize off it. I'm not that kind of guy. I want to actually be able to produce that shit and make it TV watchable, and then
watch this shit. We already got this the show date stamp. That's TikTok content. Somebody go mix and match words and throw that shit up on a 30-second clip of each one of these motherfuckers weekly.
And I'm gonna call them a hoe.
I'm gonna call their lawyer. And with my lawyer, we gonna do
that
lunch.
Part. I'm gonna call their lawyer with my lawyer.
And we gonna do lunch with your bitch ass. Versus YFN Darby, Sting, and Sammy Guevara in a 6-man tornado tag team match.
Jesus,
This is Suave. Who ain't gonna win?
It's too much. Anybody associated with Matt Hardy ain't gonna win.
Seems that way. And
we just waiting on Jeff. That's all we waiting on with them.
Brother Nero.
That's it. That's all.
And do we get Nero before Double or Nothing on TBS or TNT?
Nah. Wait, when's Double or Nothing?
Double or Nothing is in May.
In May? Yeah, you'll get it for then.
I really think we're gonna get him on Rampage next Friday.
Because he don't have a 90, right?
No, he does. It's up March the 10th.
Oh, well, come on, bruh.
I think we get him on Rampage day 1.
I think you'll probably start. I tell you what, you'll probably start to see the seeds planted for that Sunday.
All right, moving forward. 3-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Your champions, the Jurassic Express versus Red Dragon versus the Young Fucks. Suave, who ain't gonna
win? Jurassic Express.
They don't keep the belts?
Nah, I don't see why. They have the most anti-climactic. Only because they don't beat champions, air quotes, quickly. But this has been the most anticlimactic, bullshit, throwaway, unnecessary title reign in AEW's history.
Great point. Here's a better question. Who's better than them in this match to carry on and not have people tune out every time they come on TV?
Let's actually start doing some real tag team shit. Give me Red Dragon.
All right, so Jurassic Express.
Like let's start having real tag team matches on Dynamite every week. You can fill up 20-30 minutes of content time with a world title match every week.
So you say Jurassic Express and Young Fucks ain't gonna win?
You know how I am with the Block Control Express.
I'm going to say the Young Bucks and Red Dragon ain't going to win. And it's going to be because of each other. They're going to get in each other's way.
You know how Kanos tends to book these things. Like, title reigns are much longer in AEW. They try to bolster certain talents by giving them wins over big time people. You're probably right. Red Dragon.
I'm about to say you're adding to my point.
Yeah, you're probably right. So Red Dragon and the Block and Troll Express are
the Load Warriors.
The Load Warriors. They're probably going to start beefing with each other, and Jungle Boy will get a roll up or something. Look, fuck this. I keep having to hear people say that AEW has the best tag team division in the world, and ain't shit going on with tag teams. Like,
they might have the best junior heavyweight tag team division in the world.
Get the fuck away from me with that junior heavyweight tag team shit. When I want to see junior heavyweights wrestle as tag teams, I can look at Japan. The internet works. Either you gonna eat a protein bar, drink a protein shake, or start your day with oatmeal. But I'm not finna be sitting here with all these designations on weight class.
I think one of the biggest misuses in AEW's tag team division was not taking advantage of the Good Brothers when they were going back and forth, especially after they got the belts.
You know whose decision that was?
I do. Totally.
You know who's in charge of the tag team division. That's another reason I don't be buying into that shit. Like, you just have a lot of teams.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of great content coming out of the division unless it's attached to some specific people.
There's damn near as many teams as there are factions.
FTR.
Whoa, wow, whoa, easy, whoa, buddy.
Lucha Bros sometimes.
Easy. And one of them's hurt. Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley,
the MVP of AEW.
Who ain't gonna win?
American Dragon.
American Dragon not only ain't gonna win, but he and Jon Moxley will form this faction.
You really think if Jon Moxley goes over, they still gonna form the faction?
Yes.
I hope you're right.
I really think that this could be the best thing to happen to factions in the AEW, because it may destroy more than it builds.
The University of Violence should be a real thing. Where's Timothy Thatcher?
Available.
You see what I'm saying? I want people hurt. I want bruises.
Can we get the tough version of the Main Event Mafia?
I want people with raspberries on their cheeks, being rubbed into the mat.
Let's get the multi-style house of the Main Event Mafia to dismantle any and all factions within AEW, leaving but one faction in AEW. I'm with that. Jericho versus Eddie Kingpin. Who ain't gonna win? Who you had to think about this one.
No, I was trying to find a way to say what I want to say right now without going overboard. But
fuck it.
Chris Jericho ain't gonna win.
And
I don't care. I don't care if he actually gets the pinfall. He ain't gonna win.
So even if he wins, he loses.
Right.
All right.
We only here to see Eddie Kingston go over and do trill shit. That's all we here for.
All right. Now, here's a good one. Face of the Revolution ladder match for the AEW TNT Championship title opportunity. Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Absolute Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, All Ego Ethan Page, Christian Cage, and a player to be determined at the pay-per-view.
First of all, read those names again.
Keith Lee. Wardlow. Powerhouse Hobbs. Absolute Ricky Starks. Orange Cassidy. All Ego Ethan Page. Christian Cage. Player to be named later.
One of these things is not like the other.
That's a few of these things, not like the other.
Yes, but when you're in a ladder match to determine the face of the revolution, one of these things is not like the other.
Christian Cage, number one.
Christian Cage has more days behind him than in front of him.
He has He has more matches behind him than the entire rest of the people in this match combined.
And when I say days, I mean days as an active professional wrestler.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Not trying to put an end cap on his situation for those who may not have understood the context in which I was speaking.
But the end is closer than it is the beginning.
That. So him being in this match makes almost no fucking sense, other than the fact he'll be able to coordinate some very creative spots in a ladder match.
Well, he's
going to be the player coach of this match.
It makes sense in professional wrestling. It makes zero sense for AEW stories, because Christian Cage has a great history with ladder matches, but you don't want to put him in a singles match with this much weight in the ring.
Christian Cage is an elder statesman. He's a grizzled veteran. He's a Hall of Famer, whether he's been inducted or not. He's a first class Hall of Famer. Should be first ballot, but that's another story for another episode.
Isn't he an Impact Hall of Famer?
Okay, well, cool. All right.
I think he is. I could be wrong.
But yeah, him being in this match is strictly some player coach shit. Now, this person to be named later.
That's the question.
And I would venture to say, and I'm going out on a limb here, if all things were equal,
oh boy,
Scorpio Sky should actually be in this match defending his crown. But who this player to be named later is?
Scorpio Sky ain't even on a pay-per-view, but whatever.
You see what the fuck I'm talking about?
Come on, man. Y'all gotta
But when we bring it up, we full of shit.
Y'all gotta do better, man. Wait, continue though. I know who I want to say is gonna be in that spot.
Who you want to say?
Joe.
Who's your guess?
Joe. It fits everything about this match. Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks. Everything about those people screams Samoa Joe.
But more than half of the competitors in this match are all going to be perfectly suited for a monstrous ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the?
No logic. Okay. No logic, but that's why I want to see Joe.
That's why I'm angry, because there's no logic present. Like, here's a news flash for some of you people who may not be too far into the hundreds as far as body weight. The higher the number in LBS, the more painful it is when you fall.
The bigger they come, the harder they what?
Fall.
Okay.
Some of you people took that to mean like, oh, just because you no, I'm bigger. When I hit you, it'll hurt more.
Keith Lee now will hurt more than he ever has, because he's the biggest he's ever been in professional wrestling ring.
He gotta be like a 8-piece from Popeyes from 400.
He's obviously, visibly bigger, and according to what they say, only 20 pounds more so. However, visibly,
he was 340 before, so like what, 360, 370?
Visibly, no, there's no way. I'm with you. He's a snack. He's a couple of snack sizes on Tuesday from Popeyes from being 400.
Now, mind you, I've only seen him on AEW TV once, and that was for the debut. He was notably a little heavier, but hell, you live in a married life. You're living the newlywed life, so I already know how this shit happened.
And before last month, he hadn't been in the ring in almost a year.
Except for that one, that
I don't count that.
Like 2 weeks he came back and got squashed by Lashley.
Cat Dog Lee, I don't count that.
You see him? Cat Dog Keith Lee. Okay, cool. But yeah. So yeah, he's 6'3", 6'4", right? Two. Let's call it. No, not
3.
2. Let's call it like 360.
360.
Yeah, call it 360 because they tried to give him a 360 deal in fucking Stanford.
Damn it, man.
I'm on one. So then you got Wardlow, Roman Reigns Jr., He doesn't look like a small guy. So let's say
280.
6. Yeah, easy. Powerhouse Hobbs, 310 if he's 28 pounds.
And actually, Wardlow 6'3", 270. Powerhouse Hobbs, I'm going to say 6'3", 6'4", probably in the neighborhood of about 320. Actually, no, 6'1", 270.
Bullshit.
I'm going my stats.
I tell you what, I'll be checking to see on Sunday because that shit don't sound right at all.
Hey, is it me or is him and Keith Lee damn near the same size, but just Hobbs got more muscle
different
mass?
Ways?
Yeah. Ice Train would
like if you see him on the shelf at Costco, you just gonna say same.
Ice Train would be so proud.
You feel me, bro? We finally got to get Ice Train on the show. Like we've been trying to connect this dot for quite some time. Peek behind the curtain. We've been trying to. Ice Train is a fan of the show. We're a fan of him, and we've been trying to get locked in on the show for quite some time. And we've been missing each other like back and forth. Pause. But soon and very soon, we're gonna get him locked in.
So
who else?
Ricky
those
Starks.
Those three, and then you add Joe, who goes like 6'1", 250,
depending on the day of the week, 250 to 290.
Yeah. Somewhere in that range. He's on a floating scale. You're gonna put all of those people in a ladder match where they're gonna have to take repeated bumps off of ladders. Something tells me that should have been a double or nothing because that's gambling high stakes. Like I'm scared. I'm really low key like not looking forward to this because I feel like somebody could get hurt and bad. As far as who ain't gonna win, I'm gonna take anybody who's not named the player to be named later.
I hate that. I
do too, but I mean,
I don't see anybody on here worthy of being the face of the revolution when Ricky Starks has the FTW championship. It doesn't make any sense. Wardlow, maybe.
Get that fucking belt off TV.
But here's the problem with Wardlow winning this match before we see MJF and Punk, which we're going to talk about here shortly. Everybody's anticipating the face turn of Wardlow. You can't let him be the face of the revolution and be the reason that CM Punk goes over on MJF. You can't.
Why? Why though?
Why would you?
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna pull the trigger on Wardlow on a full face turn, give him the brass ring, air quotes, have him solidify his status later in the night with MJF and Punk, and then we off to the races. He ain't finna do shit but get a TNT championship match and squash Sammy. The fuck you think we finna do?
Go outside and play.
That's it.
That's all
the only way he doesn't squash Sammy is that like fucking Shawn Spears gets involved or MJF costs him the match, because you know damn well if Wardlow gets anywhere near Sammy Guevara, fireworks, bottle rockets. It's gonna be like the 4th of July of power bombs.
So I'm with you on the decision. Anybody not named the player to be named later. So
I really feel like it's gonna be Keith Lee though on the cool, because
you think
of all the people
face
involved,
of the revolution?
Yeah,
nah.
Especially if they're gonna push him as a face, they don't have any faces that look like him that you're gonna put on TV every week.
You had somebody close.
Feel what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
You had somebody close. We already talked about him, and he's home.
They ain't willing to put it on him, though.
And he's homegrown. You right.
Who? Maybe they feel like KL cuts a better promo. Which there it doesn't matter as much. You just got to be in control of your own creative, as we've heard on several different occasions. But just do the tail of the tape on Keith Lee and Scorpio Sky and see how many categories Keith Lee goes over in just by a little bit. Like promo, Keith Lee. Size, Keith Lee. In-ring work rate, Scorpio. More famous, sad to say, he's been on WWE TV, Keith Lee.
Yeah.
More marketable, Push.
But nothing says fuck you
like
quite like fuck you.
So if you make him the face of the revolution, eventually he has to find somebody.
Boy, fuck you.
All I'm saying is, if you pay us, we can book this shit. We know him. We can help you. You know, oh fuck, we can't help you negotiate, but I mean, I can tell you who you need to talk to. So make Keith Lee your TNT champion, and about 6 months later, who shows up to get on his ass? STP.
Which we gonna talk about him later on the show too.
Foreshadowing.
Boy. All right. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
25 lighters on the dresser.
Yes, sir. About to have a championship match against Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's World Championship. Suave, tell the people who ain't gonna win.
Who these people again?
DMD versus Thunder Rosa.
I mean, normally my default answer is DMD. Now, obviously, Thunder Rosa is the more experienced and advanced of the two in ring wise. What is the next step for Britt Baker after this? Is it just rematch city, or is like, what are you gonna do?
The only way I see Britt Baker walking out with this championship is if the professor comes in and stretches out Thunder Rosa.
Okay, so
otherwise
you have a way to go ahead.
I was gonna say the only way this ends is with your winner, AEW Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa. That's all I'm saying. So, Dr. Britt Baker, you ain't gonna win.
Again, are we gonna start putting the more advanced women's class of wrestlers on TV every week? Is Thunder Rosa gonna do weekly defenses against somebody who can wrestle? Or are we just gonna keep having?
No, this is the gateway to get it on Deeb. The Serena Deeb is gonna be the one to get the belt off Thunder Rosa, and it's gonna sit there for a while.
I mean, if that's what we're gonna do, I'm okay with it. But someone needs to make sure that they write on a Post-it note, what are we gonna do with Britt Baker?
On a pencil. Because right now, she's probably gonna be your face of Fridays, which means if she's the face of Fridays, ironically, the TBS Women's Championship is gonna end up being defended on TNT.
See, this is why I don't like when people make decisions like this, because now you don't know what the fuck you need to do. You know Britt Baker is way the fuck over. Should have been a face a long time ago. So now, when this title reign has been going on for how many months, because we don't fucking remember. That's how, you know what I'm saying? We talked about that last episode. If you're going to end it, which all title reigns eventually do have to end, Thunder Rosa is more than qualified, more than deserving. What are you going to do with this super over entity? Because if your bright idea is to transition them over to the other title, that's probably a fucking mistake. Because now you will have killed two birds and have no stones left to throw.
Oh man,
I just be trying to reach and teach.
So we know, or we don't know, but we hope that Deeb gets to get this belt sometime soon and holds on to this bad boy. We don't want to see that bitch show lose that belt show.
Cargillberg got to be winning till this time next year.
Does she lose the belt to injury, or she stripped for something stupid? If she stripped for something stupid, that means she got to lose by DQ, right?
I'm cool with her actually ending her title reign and the streak a year from now, because by then you will have made her streak mean something, a la the last guy to do it on TNT.
Here's the problem if you do that. You make that belt bigger than the AEW Women's World Championship.
So? What's your fucking point?
The broken?
Exactly. Hell you mean? If it's look, okay, if it's that easy to make that belt bigger than the world title belt, you've done something wrong already.
Man, listen. All right.
So miss me with that bullshit. I'm trying to get this shit done.
In the Be My Valentine Invitational dog collar match, CM Punk versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Max, you've put on a masterful performance so far. I believe this is where the buck stops.
You think so?
I mean, you think CM Punk finna take 2 L's?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, I'm listening.
All roads lead to MJF for Double or Nothing main eventing the pay-per-view.
And?
Hangman Page does not walk out of Double or Nothing with that championship.
And?
So CM Punk, you ain't gonna win a dog collar match. And Adam Cole, you ain't gonna beat Hangman Page for the AEW World Championship neither.
If CM Punk can shake off a loss on national cable television, he can shake off another L. I'm with you, but so can Max. Max can shake a L off. He's had a world title match before that he didn't win during Jon Moxley's reign. He shook that off. You see where he is now.
There's bulletproof and there's Teflon. Max is Teflon right now. He could moonwalk sideways through a bullet storm, get hit 45 times with 2 different bullets, and still win the championship by Double or Nothing.
Exactly.
But I really think Punk is gonna let him handle. Like, Punk wants to build new talent. It's not like Max needs additional help, but I think Punk is gonna let that man get his shine on.
He fucking did it already
in Chicago. Yes.
If that's the case, he would have lost to Darby Allin. Darby, I'm willing to argue Darby is in a worse space now than before Punk showed up.
I totally agree. You're wandering aimlessly looking for affection with Sting. Not that that's a bad place to be in, but where's your prize fight?
You see what I mean? Like Darby Allin and Sting, way better choices as tag team champions. This Jurassic Express shit was forced. But okay, answer me this question, and when you answer it, that'll tell me everything I need to know. Will MJF winning help him more than it will hurt CM Punk to lose?
It would definitely hurt CM Punk more to lose. So the answer to your question is no.
And that is why I've chosen CM Punk to win.
That's been your Suave Talk.
Which car we got more money poured into?
The brand new one? The one that's only been running for 6 years?
You're gonna get more money out of that car.
Oh yeah, I'm saying, yeah, definitely. The investment is there.
You poured more money.
You poured money into the jalopy.
The restoration of the classic. This is DuPont registry shit we talking about.
Barrett Auto Auctions type shit.
Come on, man, talk to him. Shit,
they don't know. It's a different class, man. So Hangman Page versus Adam Cole. Give me the one time. Who ain't gonna win?
Cole.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you play. You know who ain't gonna win. Suave, what else is on deck for us, man?
All right, trivia question. Does Kenny Omega show up?
Nah, he ain't ready.
You think?
I mean, I'm not saying he's not ready to show back up. I'm just saying, like, what reason would he have to show back up?
Foreshadowing of some other bullshit. The Civil War shit's gonna happen.
So you think we might get a in the aisle appearance?
I mean, why not?
Do you think, other than the ladder match, that we get another big name to show up?
Define big name.
I would love to have seen FTR on this card, but since they're not,
that's another fucking mistake.
Bruh, this is prime real estate for them boys, unless they really are going to drag this shit out until Double or Nothing.
It doesn't make sense to overload the clip on surprises. So I don't necessarily feel like you get anybody additional to debut. I don't. But I mean, that's Carnos's go-to.
Yeah,
he gonna bleed that surprise shit until he ain't got no more surprises.
We got 2 for 1 at All Out, right? It was All Out, right? We got Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson.
Was that All Out?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah. To the detriment of Adam Cole, but that's another story.
Boy.
Like you see who won that one.
How the mighty have fallen. Jesus.
Man, sometimes you guys should remember this from high school. Sometimes you can't sit with your homies in class.
Man, I got split up many a time.
Not if you want to pass.
Ever.
Sometimes you can't sit with the homies. Like, we homies no matter what. So when we leave here, we kicking it.
Your friends that's friends that's bookworms, they AP. Y'all AP. Y'all cool. Right. This ain't that. This is gambling. This is gambling in the back of the class in between reads.
You feel me? If I sit back here with y'all, I ain't gonna get shit done. Man. If I fail this class, I can't play.
Man.
Y'all don't play any sports. We just friends.
Spencer James, come to my office, please.
That type shit. Or it's y'all hoop and it's not basketball season, so this shit don't affect you like it affect me. Boy. I'm gonna go up here and we'll kick. I'll see y'all at lunch. Like, just for real, bro. Like, maybe you got to get away from your homeboys, and it'll serve you better going forward career wise. Cause yeah, Bryan Danielson has gone on to do great things since his debut.
Man,
Adam Cole spent a lot of his time dancing with Orange Cassidy.
I think they said Bryan Danielson's record prior to Dynamite yesterday was 15-1-2. That's in 6 months on the roster. 1 loss, 2 draws. Both against the world champion. Bruh. In the 2 best world title matches ever in company history. And one of them was a Broadway. Speaking of Broadway, first off, let's run this down. This is the greatest, blackest thing that you never heard or seen in your life. Black History Month that we've ever done this year on the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and Radio Show infused with hip hop. Shouts out to all those involved. Theodore Arlong, the baddest man in the world, Shane Taylor, or the baddest of all time, Shane Taylor. Prime Time, Dante Smiley, Red Dog Rodney Mack. Thank you all. Why am I bringing this up? Well, because it's real. Shane Taylor has made 2 blockbuster announcements this week alone. Suave, you ready for this? Shoot. WrestleMania weekend here in the Metroplex. GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, puts on a show called For the Culture, The Collective at Fair Park, Friday, April 1st. South Dallas, Texas. The Hitmakers, formerly known as Hit Row. The debut of Shane Swerve Strickland. Not Scott. Shane Swerve Strickland in GCW. Along with Top Dollar. What's my man's name? AJ Francis. And B-Fab taking on Big Bad Kaiju and Shane Taylor of Shane Taylor Promotions. Boy. Oops. Where the gang goes, the gang goes. Let me say this. Back about, this is what, 4 years ago now, Suave? We did a mixtape draft show of 5 people, the top 5 people to never touch WWE that should. And I had Shane Strickland as one of mine. I didn't have Shane Taylor as one of mine, but I had Keith Lee as one of mine. Just from his body of work over the last couple of years, and the fact that we had a nice hour-plus long conversation with this man. Shane Taylor is one of my favorites, and where the gang goes, the gang goes.
Facts.
But that's on April 1st.
Hey, peep this. Now that you just said that, you made me think about who the player to be named later could be.
Okay. Oh, shit. I just thought about it. You think? Let them know. Let them know first off.
Wait, first of all, are we thinking about the same person?
I'm almost positive we're thinking about the same person.
Because the God is good all the time.
Oh, man. All the time, the God is good. Oh, man.
I'm saying it's time for somebody to drop some bread out on JTG.
Oh, man. He's
Jay the God would be a fantastic look right there.
Another person we've had here on the BPBC. He's gang, too.
Gangland.
I don't understand how you and I even thought of the same person. As I'm looking at a picture of him. Why am I looking at a picture of him? This weekend in Dallas, Texas. Shouts out to Pro Wrestling Dallas. Shouts out to VIP Wrestling in Dallas. Shouts out to Lou Gotti. I'm going to read you off a card. Some of these names you may have heard. Some of them you may not have heard. Play along either way.
Listen up. Pay attention.
Play along either way. Killer Kate versus Jessica James. In a mixed tag match. Alexandra Leon and Lou Gotti versus ASF and Jasmine Allure. Janae Kai and Owani B in a singles match. Exodus Prime versus Brian Johnson. Corey O'Neal versus RSP. Here's a familiar name. Matt Cross versus Chandler Hopkins. In a VIP tag team match. Tag team championship match. Your VIP tag team champions, Fly Def versus Ricky Reyes and the Homicide. Let me say that again. For the VIP tag team championship, your champions, Fly Def versus Ricky Reyes and Homicide. That ain't even the main event.
Keep talking to him.
For the first time ever, Brian Keith versus Low Key. And I don't know if you've seen Low Key's work lately, but that man is a whole dog. If he's got more days behind him than he has ahead of him, he's going out killing folks. Your main event. The CEO, founder and president of STP, Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor himself, the baddest of all time, versus Jay the God, JTG, for the VIP championship in an Iron Man match. That's this weekend. Suave, why I find this out 12 hours ago?
Because I just saw it 12 hours ago. That's how, because we both found out literally within the same hour.
I can't make no promises. But it's so funny. We could either get the winner on next week, or we could possibly even play You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win next week, and have that person who didn't win on talking about their opponent. It could happen either way.
Bruh, I didn't even think about all the possibilities. I was just like, man, sometimes the gang gotta fight. Sometimes that's the only way to settle it. You gotta catch your square.
You know who wins this match?
Us.
The fans.
You feel me? Under a dozen forearms being thrown by Shane Taylor.
I say by one person, yeah. Lord help. We'll follow up on this one. Hopefully we have some footage of this match, but we'll follow up on this one next week because we got a banging show for you next week. people making their tours and their tours being known. Here's one: Matt Cardona. This man is putting on a tour of duty that's only been seen by war veterans in the middle 1900s.
The Swole Megatroll. Alright, get into it.
The Swole Megatroll has about 6 belts, including the 10 pounds ago, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. He's got a match coming up against Nick Aldis, former longtime NWA World Heavyweight Champion who lost the belt to Trevor Murdoch. And this match.
So what you're telling me is Nick Aldis don't wrestle unless it's for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
You would be correct if you assume that one, sir.
Bitch, if I ain't the champion, I'm the challenger. I don't wrestle if it ain't for this belt.
Here's the kicker. This match has a special guest referee. Yes, that's not my tongue messing up. Special guest referee.
What's a referee?
It's JEFF.
Oh.
JARRET, the last outlaw, Jeff Jarrett.
So we don't have to decide if there will be some type of
bullshit
evil transgression. We just have to figure out which one of them's getting kicked in the nuts
and how soon into the match.
No. Jeff is old school. It's gonna be at the end at the pivotal turning point.
So how long is he gonna go before he says enough with the bullshit? Over under on 25 minutes.
Because of the people involved, I'ma say over.
Yeah, this match has potential to go an hour itself while you bullshit.
I hope it don't go a whole hour, but you can get a solid 30.
This is Jeff Jarrett, if I'm not mistaken, is a 3-time former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. What? Look at this.
Over on 30%, Jeff Jarrett leaves as the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
I want to say it's a 0% chance simply because he's the referee. There's no way the NWA is going to let these rules subside to the point to where they besmirch the name of that title. The last time that happened was in Philadelphia, courtesy of one Shane Douglas. I don't think that's going to happen again.
I'm just saying, King of the Mountain. This is my world. I'm saying. It'd be great for the podcast.
Oh, but this is shaping up to be quite the Mania season. We probably would never see a Mania season that's this loaded. And Mania, even though that card is amazing, it's shaping up to be so far. It's going to be a long 2 days. But here's something for you, though. Something to look forward to. More than likely on March the 10th, if not March the 10th and the 17th, or maybe even just March the 17th, we'll play it by ear. But before the full WrestleMania card shapes up, what Suave and I are going to attempt to do is have a full lineup of every show happening in the Metroplex around.
That we plan to hit.
Around
I'm not doing every show because ain't nobody spending no money with us for these damn ad placements. We'll pick the ones we want to go to, and then we'll do a mat crawl. That'll be the name of the episode.
This will be probably the most comprehensive mat crawl you're going to get out of podcasts and radio shows in this sphere.
Now that we've said this, somebody's going to try to do it before we do. But fuck
bullshit. They've tried before and they have failed to be anything remotely close to what we have. And by the way, my number was off by half. Jeff Jarrett is a 6-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
All the more reason. Swerve coming.
He might swerve, but he ain't leaving with that belt unless he steals it. He might
swerve, but he ain't Shane Strickland.
Hey, bars.
Hey, they say Shane finna be back outside too.
We'll see.
Speaking of foreshadowing. Guess who got announced for ROH Supercard?
Shane Strickland.
Ding.
Look at me.
Who owned Ring On the last time you checked?
Last time I checked, it was
Anthony Kanos.
That'd be correct, sir.
So, what is it? The theory of relativity says Shane Strickland is all elite. There's your player to be named later.
He's the face of the Revolution, though?
Why not? Look, you need one. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't look. Listen to my words. You need one to work out. At this point, it doesn't matter how many you have on the roster. That's cool. I'm glad you do. You need one of them to work out.
Would you put him on the Face the Revolution ladder match and then also still have him advertised as ROH?
And so
I have a different theory that kind of goes along with yours and this one here. I told you, or I proposed a situation early in the week to where Tony Khan is like the De La Hoya or the Don King of professional wrestling. Hires the heavy hitters at will, pays them $1.5 bags to put on the greatest match ever for whatever you do. And I think that's what them boys is holding out for, is that version of Tony Khan to show up and promote a match for FTR versus them boys.
Okay, cool.
Now, if that happens, well, not only does it have the capability of happening or possibility of happening, because anything is possible when you have that much money, but your theory with Shane Strickland being the face of the ladder match, well, being the face of the Revolution ladder match is also plausible. So I'm here for it.
Here's the thing.
Hey, Trips.
Yeah.
Hit him with that shit one
Trips
time.
all episode.
Here's the thing.
The likelihood of the mystery player being the winner of the Face of the Revolution is probably slimmer than ever. Because of the talent involved. Now, I've already said why I don't like you putting that many beasts in a match where they have to leave their feet and go several feet into the double digits above the ring.
Woo.
Because one of those falls can and most likely will go terribly wrong.
And I don't care if there's pads on it or not. Wood splits and splinters.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, me picking the mystery player is more of just being an asshole. Pause. Same as me picking every player to be named as a free agent African American professional wrestler. It's just me being me. It's just me having a good time, man. Like, every person that I put into that potential slot is going to be of African American descent. It could be Shane Taylor, it could be Jada God, it could be Shane Strickland.
Whomever. Because the forbidden door has now been kicked open. It's not on the hinges anymore. SWAT just came in. That shit out of here. Go.
So now he can really execute this shit. Okay, so now that Kanos has bought Ring of Honor, is Cody really gone? Or is one of my brainstorm prophecies going to come to fruition? Cody just gets to run his own promotion.
Ooh.
You know, Kanos can't do this by himself.
Oh man, that's a whole other animal.
Commissioner Rhodes, and he gets to book the way he wants to, so now he doesn't butt heads with the other EVPs.
Other notable Ring of Honor commissioners: Jim Cornette, Nature Boy Ric Flair, like Kerry Silkin, who's also a former owner.
Ring of Honor is a wrestling company.
Emphasis.
What does Cody Rhodes like to try to do more than anything?
Emphasis on wrestling. Cody Rhodes wanted to pride himself as being a wrestler because he is a legit wrestler. Don't get it twisted. He is an accomplished, decorated wrestler before professional.
If you take an NWA mid to late 80s management style and fuse it with all the video game shit that they do now in the ring, that's where you find Cody Rhodes' sweet spot. All I'm saying is, it's not always a guarantee that when you leave one place, you gotta go to the other. Sometimes you have to pass point C when leaving point A to get to point B.
You know who found out more than anybody?
Who that?
Cody. His tour of duty after he left WWE included New Japan, ROH, Impact, PWG. He was legit outside. Even I think Northeast Championship Wrestling. I think he was on that too.
You would think we would have this shit wrote down somewhere.
Nah, it's off the top, cuz.
How you figure?
I mean, we out here for real.
Because the hashtag is you can't write this.
Speaking of hashtags, let's go ahead and run them down.
You feel me?
Broken Pencil Logic. You can't write this. Mark my words. Fuck the casual fan. Did I say Broken Pencil Logic? If I didn't, I just did.
Say it again.
And hey Ronnie, what's that thing you say?
Price just went up.
You hoe.
Say. Please believe at some point that's gonna be on somebody's song. By somebody, I mean me. You nasty.
I might cut that. I might have to cut that up.
I'm saying that. Who else? You got the sample already.
Mm-hmm. Please.
All right. What else we on? We done solved everybody's problems, including Kanos. We done found Cody Rhodes a home without having to hoe itself out in Stanford.
I would love to call this episode "Fuck You," but I can't. Shane Taylor again rears his ugly head. Nothing says "fuck you" quite like "fuck you," right?
We need to cut that sample. Make sure that one's loaded up too.
Pat McAfee.
Patrick.
Pat McAfee has done the one thing that no one has been able to do outside of WWE broadcasting.
He lives in a skyscraper under the sea.
Patrick McAfee. That man has got Vince McMahon. Well, by the time you hear us, he would have already had Vince McMahon on the Pat McAfee show. That, bruh, how outside do you have to be to get your boss on the show that has more listeners than your TV broadcast has viewers? Man, listen.
You just explained it. That's how you get your boss. That's how you get your billionaire boss to appear on a program. I have more listeners than you have viewers.
I'm not going to even ask any questions about this. We'll talk about it next week.
Facts.
Speaking of,
I just hope he get way outside. I hope he gets like disrespectfully outside.
I don't even want to speculate, because we know if anybody can do it lately, Pat McAfee has been doing that. Wait, he made Brock Lesnar human.
Made Brock Lesnar human. Put Rick Boogs over more and Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance over more than anybody ever has in history.
Anybody he mentions, he put over bum ass Corbin.
Facts. He has contributed more home runs in his tenure on the SmackDown commentary table than the entire creative team.
Even his attempts at burying gets people over. That's how good he is.
I'm just, we're paying the wrong people to do the.
Pat McAfee may arguably be the most charismatic athlete this side of Deion Sanders that any sports league has ever seen.
You know what? I almost call bullshit, but you might have a point. He feels like top 5, but I still got to go in my mental mind, because Shaq is probably number 2.
Shaq. So here's my my comeback to Shaq. I love Shaq. The only basketball, really the only athlete to have a successful music career outside of Wayman Tisdale. And Wayman wasn't even rapping. Wayman was a bass player. Rest in peace, Wayman Tisdale.
Ain't got no bars.
No, Wayman
ain't got no bars.
Rest in peace, Wayman Tisdale. He was a hell of a bass player. Shouts out to DJ Terrifying. But Shaq had bars. Shaq had cameos. Shaq had the full backing of the Fu-Schnickens, the Wu-Tang Clan, Notorious B.I.G., the God Rakim, Lord Tariq and Peter Guns. Like, come on, man.
So I'm still waiting on you to tell me why he ain't number 2.
Shaq's voice, man.
You went for the most
Shaq's voice,
shallow.
bro. Hey, listen.
You're being really fucking shallow right now, dude.
I might be. I mean, Shaq can windmill. Shaq at 48 took a table bump with Cody Rhodes. He introduced the world. He introduced the world to Jade Cargill as a professional wrestler. He's got a resume out of this world.
And let's keep it 1,000. Since he introduced, with my air quotes way up high, Jade Cargill, that means his track list of association with female athletes is like through the roof. Because it's
God, we can't forget. Hey Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes. We'll never forget that.
That's a little too far though. That was a little too far for that time.
He was a cop. He was outside with bars on his former teammate. Come on, man.
He's the only dude that looks like us that we'll allow to dress up like the police and we'll accept him afterwards.
I mean, when you 7'2" and damn,
he the real police. He'll actually pull you over. He'll come serve a warrant and everything. And we'll still let Shaq make it because he'll catch a family of 4 at Foot Locker and just buy them a whole new wardrobe.
He'll buy the store literally. I get the keys. They the managers. All that.
He's like, just you know what?
It's like 8 people in front of me. Everything they want, just put it on my tab. I got it.
That's Shaq, and so for that reason, Shaq can do whatever he wants to.
I would.
Shaq almost made Papa John's cool again. Almost. Money, almost, not quite.
Hey, shouts out to Ro Parrish though, in the Parrish family restaurants, for getting Shaq his All-American jacket that he never got.
Hey,
that's some dope shit.
You know what I'm saying?
And Ro Parrish, because bitch, Texas. That's right.
We ain't said that in a while. That felt good.
Yeah, that felt damn.
Yeah,
good.
you can't convince me Shaq's not number 2. And that's with me not even putting a lot of thought into this.
Listen,
shit.
I'm not even gonna fight you on it. If you want to say that he's number 1 and Pat's number 2, I mean they can both be number 1. It's gonna be a 1A and 1B, and you can decide.
Deion Sanders is 1, Shaq is 2. Pat McAfee is somewhere in those other 3 spots.
I'll take it. I'm cool with that. But he's up there. Showing up on SmackDown in a fucking a Western shirt with a blazer and some fucking boxer shorts on is some of the most out cold shit on a live TV show we have ever seen on network television. Especially for someone who's an athlete. That was not a prank. That was real life Pat McAfee. And he'd be mentioning pop culture references like bike and going dine. How you know what going dine is, Pat? Come on, man. He played in Houston once a season. Come on, man.
That's hilarious.
Stone Cold's next guest on the Stone Cold Sessions is going to be the one and only Bully Ray, aka Bubba Ray Dudley, of the world-renowned Dudley Boys.
I told Wood before we started recording this, I said that this episode can either be top 3
or
god awful.
I totally agree. Hopefully we get something genuine. All I want is something genuine out of it.
Hopefully whoever's helping produce this show is giving Steve is at least recommending questions to Steve, because he don't fuck with a format. He just asks what he wants to, and there's kind of, it's set up almost chronological.
You know what's crazy? One of the worst Stone Cold Sessions was Dean Ambrose. One of the best podcasts that he had that didn't air on WWE Network was Jon Moxley.
See,
amazing. The same person.
The difference a producer will make,
bruh.
Q Martin Lawrence. It's the producer that makes sure your ass is what it's supposed to be from the motherfucking giddy up. I'm saying, like, producers will be the difference between this and that. So, yeah.
Man, I see your MVP conversation.
Yeah. So, in an effort to always be, innovative in our content, we felt like it'd be cool, since the year 2021 is in our rearview mirror, but not far enough that we can't see it, we should crown MVPs for what we'll call the big two, and for all of the indies. Now, here's one thing that bothers me. I thought about earlier today. The number 2 company in the world, the number 2 recognized company in all the world, has only been in existence for like 2.5 years, right?
Wait, well, hold on. Would you really consider them the number 2?
I'm glad you said that. Me? Only because of TNT and TBS. If they were airing episodes on YouTube exclusively, or they were on, pick another random network that's in the channel package and no one really goes to.
Everything's affiliated with one or the other.
Right. If they were coming on at like 4:00 in the morning, on
CBS Sportsnet,
right? Or if they were coming on CNBC at like 3:30 in the morning, or Comedy Central at 2 a.m.
or Vice.
And then there's that. The perception would be much different.
Well, not only are you right in that regard, but here's my take. People always forget New Japan when mentioning the top 3 wrestling companies in the world. New Japan has to be 1B to WWE being 1A. Only because go ahead.
I don't say maybe fiscally, but the fact that up until recently, you hadn't been able to get New Japan in America without jumping over at least one fence and through another hoop.
So, all right. So if you're talking about international appeal in that case, then yes. But if we're talking about fiscally with a broader scope of fans, by far that would be New Japan over AEW for the moment.
Facts.
For the moment.
Let me shrink the radius. Number 1 and number 2 companies in the world, in America.
In America, hands down, not even a question, not even a fight.
Here's what fucks it up for me. You have not 1 but 2 other companies who have at least 20 years of operations under their belt. And you don't call either one of them the number 2. The only thing that makes the difference is you have cable television over here and on a major network. Like, that's a little disrespectful. Impact is celebrating 20 years. Ring of Honor, before their recent shutdown and subsequent sale, had 20 years under their belt.
Boy.
Like, you see how fickle and disrespectful that shit sound now?
Get outside then, Suave.
This is what we do. But for the sake of this conversation and not having to go back and forth with people in the comment section, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is a fool's game. We're going to recognize the big 2 as AEW and WWE, and then we will have a third category for the air quotes indies. That means everybody else from everywhere else.
I just had to provide context. That's all.
That's what we do here. We shape things. But you stay out of that comment section, because that is what? A fool's game.
That's where the death lies. And on that
is
note,
where logic goes to die.
And on that note, it's safe to say, if we're talking about WWE, this, my friends, you were waiting for it, is your daily acknowledgement of your tribal chief, head of the table, and WWE Universal Champion, soon to be WWE Unified World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns.
We deal with him in reverence and respect. We thank him for allowing us to have viewership of the Island of Relevancy. We are thankful for the wise men.
We're thankful for Oos Gang.
We are thankful for the Oos Gang. We are abundantly thankful for the Oos Gang and all the many reaches and crevices of the world that it occupies. Thank you, Roman, for all that you have done for us and everything that we don't know that you have done for us.
Shamalama sing song.
Wa-da-da.
Sarate.
Tip-tip-tie on the running back. Yeah, straight like that.
AEW.
Straight like that.
AEW. Who would be the MVP of AEW?
Bryan Danielson.
Bruh.
In 2021, Bryan Danielson.
Bruh.
Absolutely.
So it's so funny that you mentioned that.
And that's not even what I wrote down. Damn.
Revenue wise will be CM Punk.
Facts.
However, you didn't tune in to watch CM Punk give you promo class. You tuned in to watch Bryan Danielson kick people in the fucking face.
Fam, I like when wrestlers fight.
Bryan Danielson's record, as I said earlier, if we're including last night's match, is 16-1-2. 2 draws. This man has 2 time limit draws in 6 months and 19 matches. The second of which was a world title match against Hangman Page. Do you remember who the first one was against?
Kenneth Omega.
Sir, you are correct.
I tend to be.
Here's another crazy one that we saw. Didn't we get Danielson versus Minoru Suzuki?
On YouTube, right?
I believe we got that on Rampage.
Nah, that was YouTube.
Was it YouTube?
Remember the first night they were supposed to go head to head, they used it as a lead-in?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But it was still the shit.
Oh, I mean, no doubt.
I mean, but it got us away from Fox for 30 minutes.
Wrestlers fight. they don't always have to fight where you want them to fight.
Man.
That's one I have to come to terms with. But still.
Danielson for sure. Not even a question.
Danielson. I would have said CM Punk because he brought so many eyes back to wrestling, but Bryan Danielson has been like killing shit. He's having fun as a heel. He's every bit as good on the microphone now as CM Punk is, and his character is believable. He looks like he's having fun, and obviously he's having classic matches.
I'm gonna really make you think about this one. I agree with your indie pick.
Okay.
That's too easy. I'm gonna give you 2 other names. They're not in the same class as what this man is doing for himself, but what they're doing for themselves on the indie scene. We've already said their names on this show. Both of them. Number 3, JTG. JTG put himself into the NWA National Heavyweight title picture.
Right.
Let me repeat myself. A man who started in WWE at the age of 18 as one half of Crime Time. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? And he's in his mid-30s now. Completely reinvented himself. WWE fans may know the name, but they won't recognize the moveset. They won't even recognize the person. This man is 6'1" with 26-inch biceps. Understand what I'm telling you. He has reinvented himself and is making himself available. Former VIP wrestling champion. A lot of people don't even understand what VIP wrestling is or have never seen the product, and that's fine. But it also gives you the ability to travel to other places and join their cards. So, number 3, because you can catch him on things like, I don't know, Fight, I don't know, YouTube, I don't know, your favorite local promotion in your market, Jay the God, JTG. Number 2, we interviewed him on this show as well. We talked about it earlier today. Shane Taylor. How? Why? Shane Taylor Promotions is literally touching every promotion available, whether it's any of its members or whether it's Shane Taylor himself. This man, I've seen him on 4 cards in 4 different parts of the country in the same week before, while he was with ROH. Let that sit for a second. ROH had more visibility because of its popularity and its brand recognition than the NWA did when NWA was reformed by Billy Corgan. But Shane Taylor is literally a step away from getting back into, or actually for getting into big time. A step away. And he's a better version of himself now than he has been over the last 7 or 8 years. I got a feeling we're going to see Shane Taylor on big TV before the end of this year. No cap. But the number one, the Mega Swole Troll, Matt Cardona, belt collector, GCW, NWA, 10 pounds to go, world heavyweight champion. He just beat the shit out of Joey Janela. Impact created an internet championship recently, and he was earmarked for that shit. Jordan Grace was a champion, and now he is the internet champion, along with about 5 or 6 other belts that he holds.
I mean, what else is there to add to that other than just saying, look at where he was when he got released from Stanford. And I would have said that he was a fool to turn down a spot in AEW. Here we are, some 2 years later. This man has more belts than he has more belts now than he ever had title matches in Stanford.
Bruh.
Like, he is literally built his own brand his way. Though, I mean, that dude is he's as good as it gets on the indies as far as, you know, any sort of marketability, any sort of control over his thoughts. Even if you don't like the shit he's doing, he's creating the shit he's doing. So now if he were to come to the table and negotiate with Kanos, that number's higher than what it was 2 years ago. He is the walking, working, living, breathing definition of yesterday's price is not today's price. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I ain't gonna keep talking about that.
I got a question for you before we get out of here, though.
What the deal?
Probability over under on Cardona joining Control Your Narrative. Boy, don't ever bite the back of your tongue.
He's earmarked. He's cut out for that. I believe in the press release he was already named as somebody who's gonna be a part of it.
Nice.
Well, he's gonna be a part of the
launch
show.
Okay.
The show and I guess the promotion. Now, I don't know how that works as far as with having a crew, like a traveling faction. I don't know how that works. It's like there's a group, but there's a promotion, but then there's also a show. It's a gang. You got biker colors, but you know they also do bake sales.
It's a restaurant. It's a Sunday cooking class.
It's also an event center. You can get married there.
Needle Point Grand Theft Auto players. Wait, what?
They got a petting zoo in the back.
A petting zoo and rolling pins.
They also host an indoor soccer league and arena football.
Jello shots tournament on Thursdays.
They're like the NYTEX of professional wrestling.
Yo, I'm really interested to see these venues because if NYTEX is not on this list, shame on them. Because this is the best time of year to use NYTEX. We using that bitch in August and we baked at night.
Say, man, don't. Now that I know better, don't you invite? Don't it? Look, Hey, y'all need to talk to us first before you invite us anywhere.
If it's Texas, just understand we may not buy tickets until the day of, and we better. And if it's gonna be 80 degrees, it better be overcast. Because if the sun is out, shit, I ain't gonna be no egg in no damn in the damn street.
if we go to NYTEX in fucking August, it better be at the hockey rink.
No, on the hockey rink.
Boy, cause man, look.
I want to be swimming in the water by the time the match is over with.
I almost say if you struggle with being potentially hospitalized for dehydration, don't just go sit this one out.
This ain't for you, cuz.
This ain't for you.
Oh man, did we miss anything?
All the other stuff we got more time. You know, everybody y'all do know we gonna do our whole mat crawl. We gonna book our own individual WrestleMania cards. We gonna have some fun.
We gonna get active for y'all.
Yeah,
and I got
because that's what we do.
Suave, this is IMOC. I got a surprise for you this month on the show. It was supposed to happen today, but I got something on my sleeve for you. A little something special. You'll appreciate it. Show at brokenmissilebc.com, brokenmissilebc@gmail.com. That's at brokenmissilebc on all things social. At brokenmissilebc on what? Everything. Suave, take us to the house.
Pencil pushers. Heads up. Pencils down.
Happy birthday, my dude.
Much appreciated, sir.
Yes, sir.